Alright, so this is what we got so far. I have like a rough outline of a angle iron box. I kind of screwed up here, cut a little bit too short, but it's going to be covered up by diamond plate anyway, so I'll just fill it in with the weld. Ain't nobody ever going to see it. If they do, fuck them. My idea here was, since there's not much area that I can get a square on, you know, I could square these all day long, but to be able to get them flat across the top, I ran a long piece of angle iron. So now it's perfectly level with the top of the trailer here. I determined that, you know, between this bevel where the angle iron should be flat and where the diamond plate that I'm gonna add to it is gonna sit, gave me a gap that's about 1/4 of an inch, which is the material that I'm using anyway. So I'm using this angle iron across here for my straight edge. It's been squared, and then I have a piece of angle iron in between it as a spacer to mimic where the plate steel is going to be. Clamped it, so this should be, in theory, it should be nice and square with everything else that I'm welding it to. Is that the truth? I don't know. We'll find out when I go to put some plate metal on it, but as of right now, it looks okay to me. Like I said, I'll fill this in. Probably throw a bolt in there and just weld it up, old school way. Weld that solid. The reason I didn't go all the way to the end here is because these trailer lights that I'm using are pretty freaking massive. So in order to fill that gap, I'm going to put the trailer light there. Something like that. And it'll just have a little opening in the corner there. I'm not too worried about it. Maybe instead of leaving this weird jagged opening, I'll just get the piece of diamond plate to cover all that in the corner. Throw a gasket here or something, I guess. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I'll look at it when the time comes. I still haven't bought the diamond plate yet. It's hard to find. I'm trying to find it on Marketplace used. That way it's cheaper, but nobody's selling any at the moment, so I'm gonna have to buy some new stuff. But that's where we're at. I'm going to, my measurements roughly, these are exactly 13 inches. So I came out 13 inches, then plus the 1/4 for the edge here, so it's about 13 1/4 wider. And I'm still not even past the tire, honestly. So I figured I didn't want to go too much and have all that extra weight for no reason. I was gonna do 10, and then, you know, that would only been like probably about the middle of the tire. So I figured 14 inches is to the edge of the tire. I'll just, you know, cut the difference and hit them at 13. So this will be 13 inches wider on each side, all the way to the front. So I'm gaining 26 inches of usable bed space here. So I think it's a win overall. Progress. It's been slow, as you can see. It's been hot as shit here, and between coming outside and sweating my dick off every 5 minutes, taking longer breaks, also been working on the house because, as it turns out, my super shitty house is even shittier than I once thought, and now there's a bunch of black mold in my living room I gotta deal with, so that's taking some time from every other project I got, but still adding to this. I got a new welder, my last welder, my old Harbor Freight trusty dusty cheapo, it was like 200 bucks. 240 volt welder from Harbor Freight burned up. It didn't really burn up, but it's just like, I assume that the min max switch on it, because it was one of those dumb ones where it's just like minimum or maximum, no other inputs. It acted like it was only at 120 when I had it plugged in at 240 the whole time. So I couldn't weld anything bigger than, you know, sheet metal with it now at this point. So I upgraded to the titanium 170, and honestly, this is night and day difference. This welder's badass. I got it hooked up to my 75-25 argon CO2 bottle, and it welds great. Wish I would have done this sooner. I've only done a couple beads with it since I got it. It's been busy and it's been hot, but I mean it's pretty crisp, it's pretty flat. versus, you know, like the old welder. This is where it burned up at. And that's what I finished it up with a stick on that side. And this one I ran it in with the new welder afterwards. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's a new welder. It's a learning curve for me. Like the voltages that they recommend for a 1/4 inch were pretty high in my opinion, because I mean, I was trying to weld and it was just like, it was running out, it was dripping. So I'm messing with heat and wire speed, trying to get it dialed in, but honestly, like, couldn't be happier with it. But this is how I'm setting this up. I'm still running the angle iron across there to get my level edge to put this one in. I got clamped front and back, so that way it's spaced out correctly all the way across. And I'm gonna go ahead and attack each end and then move all my clamps off and weld it in solid. What I'm doing, I just like kind of split the difference. There's about 9 inches between each one, so you know, 9 inches, 9 inches, 9 inches, 9 inches. And then I'll put some 1/8 inch diamond plate across the top of it. I found a couple pieces, but they're in freaking Pennsylvania, which is about 3 hours from me. I don't really want to drive 3 hours, but to get 1/8 inch diamond plate for $100 a sheet, it's kind of worth it, I think. I'll keep shopping around, but I think it's gonna be my only resort at this point, is to make a 3-hour trek one way to Pennsylvania and pick it up. But anyway, that's where we're at. Go ahead and finish this video up, I guess, so I can post a small one instead of one really long one. Got both sides welded in. It's been raining like every day, so anything I haven't covered in paint yet is covered in rust. But I got both side extensions done. Now from here, the plan is to chop these fenders off and then do something like this, go up over the wheel. I need to figure out how much the suspension flexes, though. I've never put a car on it since I've owned it, so I don't know how much give that these axles or these leaf springs have. So I'm going to cut the fenders off, pull this car up on it, and then mark how much they compress. That way I know where my fenders need to go. Yeah, I mean, I use that new Harbor Freight welder, and I'm no welder by trade. I'll tell anybody that asks, like, I can weld, but I'm not a welder. But I mean, it came out really good in my opinion. I will sing Harbor Freight's praises anytime anybody asks, because I mean, that welder's awesome. I paid, it was the MiG 170. I paid, I think it was $600 out the door with it, with the warranty, so not too shabby. And this is with 0.35 wire with 75-25 mix of argon and CO2. Yeah, happy with it. As far as the front goes, what I've been working on here is I got this large plate. I think instead of buying a tongue trailer box, I'm gonna have to cut the bottom out anyway. I'm just going to you know, weld this to the bottom side here and have my own little tray. I can store the battery on this side, put my junction box here on this side, and then when I get the trickle charger, I end up putting it in here somewhere too. Plenty of room. I may still get that tongue trailer box and just, you know, find a cheap one that I can cut the bottom of it out and, you know, lower it down over top of this to keep this dry. But at the same thought process though, is like, this is already sitting up pretty high. If I have to pull a long car over top of it, I'm running out of clearance already as it is, so maybe I won't even put a box over it. I'll just make my battery tray and then keep this tarped up when it's, you know, not being used. I don't know, figure it out, but that's the plan so far. Here's the extensions with paint on it. It's, I guess technically it's not paint, it's Pour 15, and I don't know if you ever used it, but the worst thing you can do is get it on your body, and I was really sloppy with it, and I got it all over my arm, and it just will not come off. So that's fun. I'm gonna look like a leopard, sorry, for the rest of the week. Anyways, still haven't found any diamond plate that's reasonable. The places around here are charging $300 per 4x8 sheet, which I think is absolutely outrageous. So I'm trying to find some on Marketplace for cheap. Until then, I'm gonna go ahead and put my lights in and wire it up. And then eventually, when I do find some diamond plate, I'll throw it on there. As of right now, it's usable. Once I throw the lights in, I can definitely use it. I don't plan on towing anything wider than a normal car at the moment, so, you know, whatever. I don't need this. I guess if I did, don't need the metal there anyway. I could still roll it on if need be, but as far as mud flaps go, like, until I find some diamond plate, when I do these fender extensions, I might have to get a mud flap or something to keep rocks from chipping up, but hopefully by then I find some cheap diamond plate and I can just do it all at once and build my drive-on ramps or drive-on fenders and throw some diamond plate on it and be done. But you know, we'll see. But this is what we got. And then probably in the next couple days I'll go ahead and hack these fenders off and start going over the wheel with it.